Well, we went from the lawyer, the wife, and the boobs. I'm not kidding, that's a quote from the movie. To the bean, the transgender husband, and the cat.
Yes.
Yes. Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Charming Analysis podcast. I'm Mari.
I'm Jay.
And today we are going to be talking about The Other Woman. That's the name of the movie we watched.
Yes.
This is a movie that came out in 2014. And it's one of my first rom-coms I've watched in a very long time. It was a favorite of mine when this came out.
Oh my goodness.
And I finally got Jay to watch with me. So why don't you explain what The Other Woman's about, honey?
They find out that the man is cheating on them with 3 girls, and it's a setup to sabotage his life, I guess.
Basically.
That's the basic plot. Other than that, it's just
It's just a adult
rom-com.
Yeah, girly rom-com.
And then Pancake's here.
Our baby Pancake.
My baby Pancake is here.
Yeah.
She's adorable.
Yeah. But anyway, so basically, what did you think of the movie?
I found it annoying.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
I found it very annoying and not very enjoyable at all.
I still like it. I thought it was good. It's still just as good as when it came out. But, so basically, you have the main girl, who I'll just call C. Mm-hmm. You got C, you got Kate, and then you got Amber. And they're basically all unknowingly sharing the same husband/boyfriend. And they end up finding all out that he was cheating on them with each other. Mm-hmm. So basically, they're trying to get revenge on him for basically being a douchebag.
Uh-huh.
And it ends up unlocking a whole big can of worms that no one was expecting. But yeah, I honestly love this movie. I think it's really good. It's funny. It's interesting, but it's not like super high stakes. I know it's kind of generic, but I do think it's good.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite out of the girls in this? Because each of them are interesting, in my opinion. And I personally like the way their friendship goes throughout the later half of the movie. They go from absolutely hating each other to being the best of friends, and I think that is honestly very nice. But what do you think, honey?
I mean, Kate Hudson doesn't even appear until 2/3 into the movie.
Well, that's because,
She was my favorite because all the other ones I just could not stand.
So you liked Amber's character?
I couldn't stand any of these goddamn characters.
So you liked Amber the best?
Yeah, because I honest to God, I'm not into rom-coms at all. I really don't. There's only a few things, which it's always everything with a genre. There's a few exceptions, but most of the time you don't watch certain things because you just know what's gonna happen. And the fact of the matter being, I knew what was gonna happen, and it didn't do anything all that interesting to me. And it was more the fact that I just found what's her name?
Which
Leslie
one?
Mills. Her name is.
Kate?
I found her character extremely fucking annoying and kind of pathetic because I think they wanted her to be the most pathetic person on the planet. And I was just like, man, I can't. I can't stand the way she's portraying it. I can't stand it.
And I can understand that, honestly, from this movie. Like, I get that. Like, not all the characters are the best in this, like... And I can see your perspective on it. Like, she can be a bit annoying if you really think about it for too long. But, anyway, so... What did you think of, just the the plot in general? Do you feel like it's just generic, or do you feel like they could have done a bit better with everything?
I feel like they could have done a lot better. But the thing about it is, it's like, I don't know, this is a fucking rom-com from like the early 2010s.
Like,
so
about mid-2010s.
A lot of them sucked.
mid 2010s.
A lot of them are suck or mid, and
do you consider this suck or mid?
I consider it sucky. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I consider it sucky and really annoying.
Which I get that. It's not everyone's cup of tea, so I can understand that. So I will back you up on that one. It is a bit sucky, but I do have a place in my heart for it, though. I do think it is interesting, personally, but that is just me. So I guess another thing I do want to ask is, what did you think of the whole boyfriend about this? Because I think he's honestly a bit of a douche, like a pretty big generic douche.
He's a big generic douchey.
And oh look, I see Mothman on the screen.
I see Mothman. Yeah, they covered Mothman in one of the episodes.
That's actually funny. Damn. That is actually really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so I do think he's a douche. Do you think he's a douche? Like pretty
I think he's a douche, but it's very easy to make a cheating husband character with no character development.
Yeah, he really doesn't get
If it was funny, I could be okay with it, but it's just not funny. It's just annoying to me.
Yeah.
And that's what it's mainly trying to be. So I don't think it works. I just
I
don't
get
think
that.
It works at all.
I get that.
I don't find it amusing. I don't find it funny. I don't know. And it's something that I just try to stay away from when I watch these types of movies. I just don't care unless there is a rom-com out there that's apparently really great and actually has character to it. I tend to stay away from such things.
Which I get. Not rom-coms aren't everyone's cup of tea, and
Mari is the one right here who wants to show movies that they grew up with, and most of the time they're mid. Sorry.
Well, it's fine. I get not everyone's gonna like. I have a very specific taste when it comes to certain things, so I get that. I'm not gonna be upset about the fact that you're not that big on it. I get it. Everyone's got their own cup of tea that they prefer to drink out of, and this one happens to be mine. So. But I really do like the friendship that they all develop with one another throughout the course of the movie. Definitely the later half.
Oh, she meowed. Did you hear her?
Yeah, it was so cute.
Aw.
That was adorable. But quick, brief little intervention for those who don't know. We actually got a cat recently. So you might hear her in the background.
Mommy, Daddy.
Yeah. This is our first pet together. But yeah, you might hear her in the background.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I do like the friendship that these three basically develop over the course of the later half of the movie. I do think it is nice. And I like that they don't stay all catty with each other throughout the whole thing. So at least that they're trying to build a kind of friendship with one another. I think it's a great thing. Mm-hmm. Especially with the addition of Amber in the later half of the movie. Because at first it's just C and Kate. And literally the two of them, when it's just those two together, I can see where people can be a bit annoyed with it. I get it. They went from basically...
She's doing the thing where,
which person?
What's her name?
C?
No.
Kate?
What's the actress's name?
Cameron Diaz?
Cameron Diaz. She's doing the same thing that she does almost in every single movie. She's either, has to be the bitch... or has to be the person who gives, I don't know. What's the one? No, that was Jennifer Aniston who was in The Blind Side, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know what...
I've only seen Cameron Diaz play a bitch. That's my thing. I've only seen her play the bitchy character, and I'm just like, man...
She's got more potential than that.
When you're typecast in a role like that, it's like...
That's the only thing you really see her as.
Yes.
Which I get
hate it
as
when
well.
Actors are typecast. I hate it. That's why I'm just I'm not really looking for I tend not to care about the actress. It's just when I see it and I see the genre, I'm just I know what this performance is going to be then. I know what they expect. I know what the director expects from this performance because it's exactly what they give in every single other performance. And that's just nothing. This is why I prefer just movies that don't do that. I guess you could say they're not mainstream movies, but even mainstream movies can be,
bit of a booty.
It just depends on who is what type of performance you can get out of them, you know? It just depends on that for me. And if like, you know, if it had like, you know, good accliments, you know? It just depends on me for that. And I didn't hear, you know, I just heard mediocre things about this movie, like, for
when
the
it first came
longest
out.
time. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's just not my type of movie. I just kind of like, man, I gotta stop seeing these rom-coms. They're just not for me.
And I get that.
Cheating boy rom-coms, it's not for me. It is not for me. And like the fact that it's like, you know, and then I get to the point where it's like, oh, let's play petty revenges on him just to get him back. And I'm like, why don't you just leave it alone? Like, why don't you just break up or to get a divorce and be done with it? And be like, yeah, but we have no movie. And I'm like, yeah, but
you gotta be able to pad it out a little bit.
I don't even like the movie that you're doing. I don't even like the movie that you're doing. It'd be interesting if they like, I don't know. It'd be more interesting like if they did like something where, oh, suddenly we're gonna go and we're gonna do something off the wall, like, I don't know, kill him or something. And I don't know. I maybe because I'm just used to just having comedies that are actually funny and go off the wall really fucking quickly. So this just doesn't. Sorry, I just don't care for it.
And I understand that. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, so I get that. I guess, what did you think of just like how what could have you done different? What could have been done differently to make you enjoy this better? Like, what did you...
I don't know. They would have to literally make a whole fucking new movie.
Because, like, I personally feel like if they're going to redo this movie or do this movie better, I feel like they should have, they could have had, like, how it's, like, ended out, like, in the middle to the later half of the series and stuff. That part's fine, but I will admit, the starting off point for this, I feel like they could have done different. Like, they could have basically, in my opinion, I feel like they should have started off as friends, basically did their distance, and then go back to being friends after they kind of reconciled. Because I feel like they kind of did it in, like, a really bitchy way in this, so I can understand that. I feel like if this had developed over time a bit more, because I feel like this took place around the same time. Like, I feel like this didn't take its time to develop. I feel like this happened in the course of a month, I'm assuming. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like this was very, very, like, rushed, which I can understand as well. But definitely, if they had to redo this movie, they shouldn't rush it. They should kind of, like, let it happen over the course of, like, maybe, like, a year or something.
Yeah, maybe this was just more popular back in the day, but, like, now you don't see these things anymore because they suck to make movies out of.
I get it.
Maybe Lifetime still does them, but I'm not watching fucking shitty
I
TV
get it.
programming.
I get it. But, like...
And there's a fly in here.
Oh,
God damn it.
But I'm just saying, like, I feel like with a little bit fine-tuning, this could have been a better movie.
Yeah, it could be. That's a different movie entirely, and I would rather go watch that one, so...
So what do you think, so you like what I say about, like, what they could have done differently? You feel like that's something they should have done better?
I don't know, I could give you other not even
Well, who do you think does this plot better, I guess? Who do you think does this plot better, in your opinion?
What does the plot better is literally just giving up on the guy and literally go finding another person that isn't abusive piece of shit. That's my plot. Going
or basically
to go find new love, or literally going to go on a journey. If this was like a girl's trip to like go and be different, like, you know, a brand new person without having to get revenge on the guy, I would have probably liked it.
Or they could have all just became lesbians.
I don't know. Even with the non-lesbian thing, I would just be like, man, I don't know, you could have made a cute little movie here about overcoming adversity and, like, I don't know, cheating people, but, like, no, I don't know. But that's not what this movie is. So I just don't like these types of movies. So, yeah, no, not for me. Not for me, that guy. I do not, yeah, I just don't like him.
And I get that.
And I every time I'm like, oh, how can I be different? No, that's just a different movie. And I can't think of anything that'd be better, you know, done with a plot like this. I wouldn't do it with a plot. I think that plot is boring as shit.
And I also get that. Like, I also get that, honestly. Like, not every plot is going to be, like, the best thing since sliced bread. So, I get that. I completely understand that. What did you think of how the plot resolved? Do you feel like it ended on a better note than how it started? Because I feel like definitely the ending was a lot better.
I don't know.
Like, the later half to the ending
You're asking me questions on a movie that I just don't give a shit about.
I'm trying to...
You should say what you like about the movie.
Well,
like, why you like it, you know?
I was going to, and I'm still going to. I was just trying to get some stuff from you before I did that.
That's it.
Okay. Well, to me, what I like about this movie... here's what I like about this movie. Mm-hmm. I think it's a starter movie to get into rom-coms. I also feel like... the girls all, like... I just liked how... I guess how they are basically overcoming a challenge. Mm-hmm. Compared to what they were before. So before they, like, all found out that the husband was cheating on them, they were basically all completely different people, but they weren't happy. They basically started out as very unhappy people. And then once they found out the husband's basically cheating on them with each other, they basically are trying to get the problem fixed. And then, well, they're trying to avoid the problem at first, and then they end up trying to fix the problem after that. Because at this point in the story, they're trying to explain everything and try and get everything, like, resolved. Because at first they're trying to ignore the issue, and then they realize they can't ignore it, so they have to fix it. Or at least Kate is trying to ignore it and try and go on with their life while everyone else is like, just dump him. But I will say, once you get over the issue with Kate trying to come to terms with her husband basically cheating on her with pretty much everybody, he's basically a man whore. Like, can we agree on that? He's a man whore.
Yeah. I don't know. Just...
Also, can you pass me the remote? I'm fixing this profile picture.
No.
Why?
No, I won't.
Why?
Fix it later.
Why?
Just fix it later.
Can I fix it when we're done?
Yes.
Fine. Okay. And then once Kate comes to terms with everything that happened, that's when the plot kind of starts going. But I feel like she was kind of in her own feelings, and I understand everyone grieves differently over issues, but I feel like she could have grieved in a healthier way than what she was doing. I feel like she was grieving in all the wrong ways, and the girls were trying to help her grieve in a better way, but they could have done a bit better with it. Like, they all start off as horrible people, basically find each other, and end up being better people because of it. And that's something I do like about it. I do like the idea of them trying to come to terms with everything and basically become better people in the end. But I definitely like how their friendship develops. I wish we could have got to see more of their friendship over the course of the movie. I feel like that would have definitely made the movie a bit better, in my opinion. But I do hold this movie in my heart a little bit. I don't know why. I do think it's a comfort movie, I guess. I think it's also because I originally saw this movie with my family in theaters when it came out. And this was probably one of the first, like, mature movies I've seen with my family. So that's another reason I hold it kind of close to my heart, I guess. It kind of brings back a simpler time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, other than that, like, I get what they could have done better. Like, I feel like this movie would have been better if they had taken their time with the plot, actually developed the characters a bit more, and I do like how the movie ends. I feel like the later half of the movie, once Amber gets introduced into the picture, I feel like the movie gets, like, 10 times better. But to get to that point literally took, like, half the movie. And I feel like they could have done it differently. But I also wish that they didn't make Amber just the boobs, is basically how they described her first. They described her as just the pretty bimbo lady. Mm-hmm. And I feel like she does have more potential, even though they really didn't make her out to be that, which is kind of sad. But anyway, other than that, the movie's decent. I get not everyone is going to enjoy the same movies as me, and I already get that. So, do you have anything else to say about it before we're done?
I just didn't like it.
I already know you didn't like it, but do you have anything else to say about it?
No, not really.
Not really? Mm-mm. Okay. Well, for me, I'll just give my rating. If I had to put my biases aside for that, I would probably give this movie like a 7.5 out of 10. But if I don't let the biases take over, I would probably give this like an 8 or like an 8.5. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna not let my biases get in the way of it. So I will give it a 7.5. I would only recommend this if you're willing to, give rom-coms a chance. Because there's some stuff out there that is good. And I understand not everyone's going to be into it, so I would only recommend this if you are into rom-coms and you want to try and, get into them, I guess. But other than that, it's all right. So, but yeah, I give it a 7.5. What do you give this out of 10? I feel like you're going to give it a very low rating.
3.
You go to 3?
Yeah, I just did not care.
I would only watch this movie every once in a while, but I know you're probably never going to watch this again. I already get that.
Yeah, not for me.
And that's fine. But anyway, I really got nothing else to say about it. It's not really generic, but I feel like they could have just done better, and I feel like this had more potential than it did, but that's just me. Anyway, you good before we end the podcast?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'm Mari.
I'm Jay.
And we're out. Bye, guys.
Bye.